This is a question on BIMSTEC and SAARC. This question has three parts. First is, do you think that BIMSTEC is a parallel organization like SAARC? Second is, what are the similarities and dissimilarities between BIMSTEC and SAARC? Third is, how are Indian foreign policy objectives realized by forming this new organization? New organization here means BIMSTEC. In other words, how our Indian foreign policy objectives are being fulfilled by becoming part of BIMSTEC. Now let's see the answers one by one. BIMSTEC stands for Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. SAARC stands for South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Now coming to first part of the question, BIMSTEC as a parallel organization to SAARC. See, the question of BIMSTEC as a parallel or equivalent to SAARC arises because SAARC is non-functional since 2014. No meeting has been held since then. The answer to the above question is no, BIMSTEC is not parallel to SAARC. This is because of the following reasons. BIMSTEC is a bridge of cooperation between some South Asian countries and Southeast Asian countries, whereas SAARC is dedicated to cooperation among South Asian countries only. BIMSTEC cannot deal with security concerns like threat of terrorism from Pakistan and Afghanistan, whereas SAARC can do provided Pakistan takes this issue seriously. No doubt that five main nations of SAARC are also members of BIMSTEC, and the objectives of both organizations are also overlapping, like cooperation in social welfare, economy, culture, technology, etc. But still, BIMSTEC cannot help to fulfill all the objectives of SAARC. BIMSTEC can compensate SAARC up to some extent but not replace the SAARC. Therefore, BIMSTEC cannot be said an organization parallel to SAARC. Next is similarities between BIMSTEC and SAARC. SAARC is an organization of South Asian countries. BIMSTEC is also dominated by South Asian countries. Five main members of SAARC are also members of BIMSTEC. Only two Southeast Asian countries are members of BIMSTEC. Some key objectives of both organizations are similar, like cooperation in fields like economy, technology, social welfare, culture, etc. Next is difference between BIMSTEC and SAARC. SAARC was established in 1985, whereas BIMSTEC was established in 1997. SAARC is a regional organization. It has 8 South Asian countries its members. These are Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Whereas BIMSTEC is an inter-regional organization. It has total 7 members. Out of these, 5 are from South Asia. These are India, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan and Sri Lanka. And 2 of its members are from Southeast Asia. These are Myanmar and Thailand. Mutual mistrust between the members is a big problem in SAARC, especially mistrust between India and Pakistan. On the other hand, the member nations of BIMSTEC have cordial relations among them. Next is the volume of trade. The volume of trade among SAARC countries is comparatively less, but volume of trade among BIMSTEC countries is far high. Now, the third part of the question, India's foreign policy objectives and BIMSTEC. See, joining BIMSTEC is helping India to realize its foreign policy objectives in many ways. Joining BIMSTEC is in sync with India's neighborhood first policy, as all the member nations are in neighborhood of India and India is always eager to cooperate with neighboring countries. BIMSTEC is in sync with India's Look East policy, which is an important element of India's foreign policy, and it is aimed at to develop extensive economic and strategic relations with Southeast Asian countries to counter the strategic and economic power of China. BIMSTEC is a good step in this direction. India has a large coastline along Bay of Bengal. India's membership of BIMSTEC favors India's strategic concerns in Bay of Bengal. As SAARC is non-functional from 2014, in the absence of SAARC, BIMSTEC gives India opportunity of multilateral cooperation with its neighbors. BIMSTEC has 5 member nations from South Asia. All these are India's neighbors, Except Pakistan, India already have good relations with Maldives and Afghanistan. BIMSTEC facilitate India's concept of Indo-Pacific and Indian Ocean Community for security and economic cooperation in this region. Trade relations is an important part of India's foreign policy. Becoming member of BIMSTEC gives India access to import and export market of Southeast Asian nations. Thank you.